All right, my darlings. So it is, if I move, does it make you dizzy? If I move the camera? Ooh! It is Thursday, I think. It is. Had to check my watch. It's the last day of April of 2020. You guys, listen, New Year's Eve hit. I thought to myself, happy 2020. This is the year. Okay, this is going to be big this year. I still feel that way, okay? I don't care. There's a lot going on in the world. It's crazy madness, okay, out there. But I still feel it. This is like a big, the energy shifting year, okay? So stick with us. You can do this. You can get through this. Whatever you're going through right now, this is still going to be a great year for all of us. The energy is shifting. Just ride those waves. Stick with it. You can do this. We're going to do a couple of hip openers, having said that. So if you'd like to join us for some of that, very exciting. And if you haven't seen yet, we have a YouTube video up that David and I did for partner yoga. So if you want to have a laugh, get your popcorn ready and go check that out. Anyway, join me on the mat for some hip openers this morning. Little sequence. Namaste. So, tight hips equals tight back, equals pain perhaps in the body, pelvic misalignment. So let's open up our hips a little bit here with this cute little hip sequence. So come to your hands and your knees, and if you have blocks, you can bring them to the front of your mat. And smile, by the way. If you have a folded up blanket, you can have that ready. Take your right leg straight out behind you. We're going to inhale, and we're going to step that foot forward between the hands. And then we're going to bring the hips forward and down, sink them towards the ground, and then we're going to rock the hips back. As you do, walk your hands back to come under your shoulders, flex the front foot, and point those toes up. You're going to keep doing that. Forward and back. So if you're flexible, if you're feeling flexible, you can keep the hands in one location and just keep rocking back and forth. Back and forth. So the hips, the muscles that are surrounding our pelvis are asking us, would you please help me? Would you please help open me up? And we are listening to them. They are asking for help, and we are saying yes, and we will do this safely for you. We're not going to force you into anything. We're going to take our time. So this is our kind of our warm-up area here. We're warming up. Can you feel it? Can you breathe? Good. Let's sink forward with those hips. I don't want to push down too much towards gravity. I want gravity to just kind of gently pull me down without my pressing of the hips. It's a very gentle, subtle movement. I'm going to bring my hands inside this front foot, and I'm going to roll to the outside of my right foot. I'm moving my hands back so you can see that. My hips are forward and down as my right knee is opening up. If you don't have blocks, you can use books at home if you have books. So if your blocks or books are here and you like to use them, you can make them tall, you can lower them, you can make them flat. Bring your forearms, if you'd like, down to add to the deepening of this stretch. Pull your heart forward and relax your shoulders. Glue your back leg to the floor. Let your jaw relax. Good. Let the hips come back. Let's point the front toes up again. We're going to frame that leg with the hands. Arch your spine, press your heart forward, and feel those hamstrings get a stretch. This is connected to your pelvis. Relax your shoulders and breathe. Good. We're going to bend into that front knee. Hands are going to walk underneath the shoulders. We're going to take the right leg, kick it straight out behind. We're going to inhale. And we're going to bring that knee forward for pigeon. Okay, so we bring the knee over towards this right wrist. This is what the blanket is good for, or you can use a block or a book and sit on it with your right thigh. You can take that blanket or support underneath the thigh and inchworm your left leg longer. So your hands can be either on those blocks or on the floor. And I like to always rock a little bit here when we start the pigeon. It feels good. It's a good feeling. It's a very good feeling to be alive. To be alive. You know that song? I haven't seen that movie yet, my friends. I need to see it. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood or My Neighborhood or whatever it's titled. I need to see it right away. We're going to hold the hips still. We're going to breathe. So a lot of people go forward and down right away in pigeon. But this is actually your pigeon because guess what? It's a back strengthener. It's a back bend. So you can bring your hands to the floor here. You can lift up a little bit higher to get more in the back of the body. Try to keep the pelvis squared, facing forward. Relax your shoulders. Keep breathing. You can stay here. You can add to your pigeon by hugging the back foot in and stretching out the quads because guess what? The quads are attached to the hips. Okay, relax your shoulders. Breathing in. Good, relaxing that left leg if it's lifted. And you can rest your pigeon forward and down. What is most important in this posture is resting your head. So can you rest your head? Keep the hips squared and let your head rest. So I have my fists stacked, one on top of the other here. You can also use your block, which is very nice, or a book, to just rest your head on. Very important. Resting the head, breathing. Good. Let's lift our body and walk up. So if you're sitting on something, take it and bring it out to the side again. And then you're just going to very simply rotate your body, keeping this right knee bent, and open up your left leg out to the side. So I'm not mirroring you. If you're used to being a mirror with your teacher, I'm doing the same exact side of the body as you. So it might look like I'm doing the opposite. Don't stress out. It's okay. We're in this together. We can do this. Okay, so this left leg is straight out. Body is tall. Right knee is bent. Now your left arm comes inside. We're going to rotate open and get longer here. Breathe in. And then just do a little hinge for this side of your body, the right side. We're pulling those muscles longer so they're lifting out of your, say it with me, pelvis. Up and over, right? It's all connected. Everything's connected. Rotate, open, and breathe. We're going to do the other side of the body backwards. We're going to lift up, breathe in. So backwards to what we just did. Drop the shoulders down and lower your arms. Take your right leg open and bring your left foot in. Oh my gosh, this feels so good. Take your right arm inside this right leg, rotate open, the left arm comes up, big stretch, side of body, hinging, feeling, breathing. Make sure you drink a lot of water today, my friends. I'm being so, oh my God, so condescending in this video. I don't mean to be. Oh my God. Rotate open here. Big stretch on this left side. Good. Back up to center. Easy, slow movements. Both arms up. Feel the core. Exhale, lower down. You ready for pigeon? You're going to roll over to this left side now. This right leg is going to roll so that it comes onto the top of that foot, top of that leg. You're going to roll the body. So make sure you have something to support your left thigh. Woohoo! And then again, here we go. You're going to rock a little bit, side to side. Rock and roll, baby. Hold it still, gluing that back foot to the floor. You can walk in a little bit. You can use your blocks. However you get into that beautiful back strengthening position, pressing your right pinky toe down into that floor, heart forward, shoulders relax. Now, if you want to add to this, reach back, grab that right foot and hug the heel towards the buttocks. Soften your jaw. Opening up the chest here, stretching the right quad, which is attached to your hips. Good, releasing, turning back, and walking forward to rest your pigeon. Again, using blocks or your fists. Stack the opposite fist on top to break a habit. We like to use the same side of the body all the time first, so we're trying to break those habits. Long breath in, long breath out. Stay with me. You can do this. Lift your head. Walk your hands back. And then let's lift up to this right knee. See, I'm kind of inchworming my leg forward so my knee is farther forward on my mat. And then I'm going to push. I'm going to take my blanket to the side and bring this left leg straight out behind. Oh, a big pop in the hip. Yay! And then we're going to step that foot forward. And remember, you can use blocks or not, or books. Rock those hips forward and down. Relax your back toes and rock back, pointing the front toes up. If you have a thin mat, make sure you have support for that back knee. Even if you have a thicker mat, just make sure you have that support. If you want it. Maybe you'll have a blanket that you'd like to put underneath the back knee. Let's rock those hips forward and down. Relax your shoulders. Glue the back foot into the floor. And now bring your hands inside that front foot. So hands on blocks or not. You're going to roll to the outside of that left foot and stay here. We have options. We can stay here. Hips are forward and down. Or you can bring your forearms down to your blocks or floor. Don't overdo this. Pull your heart forward. We're lengthening. We are breathing. We are sinking. We are happy. We are strong. We're not just completely collapsing into this. We're strong. We're pushing down with those arms. We're lengthening through the crown and the chest. And then rock it up to center and frame that front leg. Rock back and let's hold it here. Arching your spine and giving the hamstrings a beautiful little stretch here. Toes are pointing straight up, heart reaching forward, shoulders dropping, jaw relaxed. Good. Notice, breathe, feel. Let's turn towards the long side of our yoga mat here. And bring the soles of the feet to the floor, a little wider than the hips. Sit into a squat. You can sit on a block if that feels better, or have a blanket rolled up underneath your heels just for a moment. I quite like the heels lifted on something. It's very nice. And the palms together in prayer. So we're in our squat. And this is how we're going to finish our practice today. Very nice. So hip openers, but remember, when we want to open up the hips, the pelvis, right? It's all like everything in the body gets cemented together. So think about breaking up those cemented areas all around the areas that you want to work on. Any questions, let me know. Comments, etc. I hope you all have a great, amazing Thursday. Happy end of April. Namaste.